How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today I have a very exciting video. It is my first submission to CGC with Pokemon cards. I'm very excited to try out CGC's service. I'm sending off just about 20 cards through the bulk service level, so it's going to be quite a while before these come back, but hopefully not as long as PSA, talking in terms of months and not years at this point. But yeah, so I'm really excited to send these cards off. I have a great submission here. It's a small submission. It's about 20 cards that I'm sending off. But without any further ado, let's crack into it. This submission is going to look pretty hot, but I promise it is actually not. The reason I am submitting these cards to CGC, so here's the first one's beautiful Infernape level X. So I am a PSA graded card collector. The majority of my collection's PSA. My collection goals are PSA. I want PSA cards in my collection. But like with PSA taking years, I've, a lot of the cards that haven't been, gradable quality, I've just been sticking in my binder. But I want these cards encapsulated. I want them protected, but I don't want to, have years away at PSA and pay high prices and stuff for cards that, I'm not really that aren't going to advance my collection goals. So these are a bunch of cards that are not in the best condition. This Infernape is actually pretty clean on the back. Most of them are actually really clean on the back because I picked them out thinking, like, looking at the front and back and saying these are pretty nice. But this has hollow scratches, other surface issues and stuff. I think there's maybe a card in there with a dent or something, like very small, but still, that would be an auto PSA 6. So I want these cards to go off to CGC, and I think this is a great way for me to sort of test their services with a small submission of cards that I know maybe aren't in the best condition. So I'm not like, I don't have a lot financially, I don't have anything financially riding on these grades. Next up, a Darkrai level X, another beautiful card. Yeah, like, this is in no way am I submitting these cards for financial gain. I talked about this in my why should you grade cards video, like which card should you grade. These are probably not financially worth it to grade, most of them, I would say, just given their condition. But I want to grade them for my own collection purposes. And a lot of these, so 2 level X to start it off, but a lot are actually English EX cards that I've purchased, throughout the years, but had hollow scratches, had, other issues. Again, like I said, they're mostly pretty dang clean on the back, but it is those hollow scratches that plague EX cards. Everyone knows about EX cards having significant hollow scratches. So unfortunately, these cards are the main ones that have that issue that are in my collection. But again, I want them encapsulated. I want them protected. They still look great. And since I'm not really doing a binder set, they just sort of sit around in my non-graded cards binder. Again, this Aggron, really nice on the back, and the front looks great too. So the grades I'm hoping for on these, so I'm doing subgrades on these. So I would expect the, centering, corners, edges grades to be fairly high, probably in the 8 to 9.5 range. I don't think anything's going to score a 10 here for subgrades. Beautiful Blastoise. This has a dent. You probably will not be able to pick it up. It's on the top. Don't know. Yeah, you can just about see it right there. It's on the top border right next to my finger, right there. I'm sort of flashing the light over it right now. Yeah, that's just a minuscule dent, and this is a little off center as well. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm working with here. Just some, beautiful Blastoise EX. I mean, outside of that dent, this is a insanely good looking card. And, partly the reason why I want it graded and encapsulated to protect it. So yeah, as I was mentioning, the grades on these are not going to be high. The final grades I'm expecting, in the neighborhood of probably around 6 to 7. for the final grades. This Ho EX, again, looks really nice on the front and the back. But what's very hard to pick up is the hollow scratches that are all over this card. This one's worse than some of the other ones in terms of hollow scratches. So unfortunately, this might be something like a CGC 6. But again, just such a nice card, so beautiful, and one that I want to get graded. Next up, Golem EX. Love the E-Series border on these EX cards. Super nice. Unfortunately, as comes with the territory of hollow borders, there's more area to scratch, and scratches on these E-Series borders are very, very common. All right, next up, Aggron EX. This is from Crystal Guardians. Again, really, really nice. Just really clean on the back. Unfortunately, it is just those hollow scratches which are going to bite you. It would be nice if I got like some 8s on these, maybe some 8.5s. Do not think that any of them are going to score CGC 9. At least these EX cards, I don't think that would happen. But having the subgrades, it's going to be pretty clear that the surface is the main issue on these cards. Here's a beautiful, beautiful card, my Lodic EX. This is just so nice. And again, I picked this up for relatively cheap, and the back looks pretty nice. A little bit of wear in the corners, but not much. I saw that and I was like, I'm buying that card. But there's actually a small dent on the front. Again, this has a lot of hollow scratches, so expecting a low surface subgrade on this card. Next up, Skarmory EX. As I said, EXs, English EXs make up the majority of this submission, but very, very nice. Power Keeper Skarmory EX. Still looking very, very clean on the back, just a ding in each of those corners, and that's about it. Got Kyogre EX from Crystal Guardians. Very, very nice. Again, on the back, just some minor dings in the corner, on the side. Probably going to have a relatively, maybe like an 8.5 to 8 edges or corner subgrades on this card. I do have some better condition cards in here, and I think again, like, this submission is mainly for me to check out CGC services, see how they grade, especially English cards right now, how they're going to, because I'm going to continue grading these or purchasing and grading these English EX cards, so to have an understanding of how CGC approaches the grading of these cards is going to be pretty important. Exploud EX, not necessarily one of the big boys, but still pretty nice, very clean on the back. Again, like, as I've mentioned multiple times, you can see, given the front and back pictures like you sort of normally have on eBay, why I purchased these cards. Here's a really nice one, Rayquaza EX, the promo version from the EX tins way back in 2006. That's an amazing card. I think, is that an edge swirl right there? Just might be, or maybe just a spot of some extra hollow. But that is really, really nice. So that's going to do it for the English EX cards. Now moving into, so this is one card that is in really nice condition, actually. Just a little bit off center, and like some very, very slight corner dings on this card. So this I'm kind of hoping for like a 9.5 on, a 9 or a 9.5. Sending in a card that I expect to get a relatively high grade. Again, I just want to see that grading scale, and I think this submission is going to really do that well for me, as I have a lot of cards. Might not be great for sort of distinguishing between like a 9 and a 9.5, or anything above. Can guarantee there's going to be no 10s in here. But again, really want to see that grading scale. Got this beautiful reverse Entei that I believe I pulled at some point way back when, and it's been sleeved ever since I pulled it. But just like I was going through the cards to sort of find some cool things to round out this submission, and I thought this would be really nice. Like this is probably going to get a high surface subgrade because it's been, you know, sleeved since it came out of the pack, and getting a high surface upgrade on one of these old Diamond and Pearl reverse hollows is hopefully going to be really nice. So we'll see how that turns out. This is again one that is in pretty nice condition, just some pack fresh. Card quality issues, you know, your normal corner ding here and there. The edges on this are really nice, so hopefully maybe a 9.5 edges on this card. And yeah, centering nice as well, maybe a 9.5 or a 10 on the centering. I really can't see any centering issues. So hoping that that comes back with a high subgrade. Got this beautiful Curlia reverse hollow from EX Emerald. This is just so nice. Beautiful Kagimaru Imeno art there. I picked this up in a lot last year, I believe. And it's very, very nice. Just a little ding in that corner down there. Yeah, so super, super nice. And yeah, this is another one that I'm hoping for maybe something like a 9 or a 9.5 on. And that would be really exciting if it were to come back that way. Next up, got this beautiful, just look at that holographic Ho-Oh from EX Unseen Forces. This is the Theme Deck exclusive Ho-Oh holographic card. I ordered a bunch of these last year just as I was sort of realizing how many great affordable EX era cards were still available. Unfortunately, again, this has a lot of hollow scratches. I was even looking for, like, you know, when I bought those cards, I was looking for PSA 9 quality copies and I was not able to find any. But this is the cleanest one that I do have. It does have a ding on the bottom edge, but beyond that and beyond the hollow scratches, it is very, very clean. And as you can see, it's got a beautiful swirl right next to Ho-Oh there. So really hoping that this comes back with a, or well, not really hoping it comes back with any grade. I'm hoping it comes back with maybe like a 7 or even an 8. That would be something I would be very happy with. I'd consider this card to be near mint condition. So not expecting anything above that 7 to 8 range, obviously. But yeah, this holographic card, it's deck exclusive. You cannot get it anywhere outside of the EX Unseen Forces theme deck, which I think is a little underrated at this point, the theme deck exclusives. This is going to be a strange sight to many on my channel, a WotC Hollow. But I did get this Jumpluff again like last year. I've had it for a while. You know, some minor hollow scratches, but I think this is what, Neogenesis, I believe. Don't correct, I'm probably wrong on this, but you know, it's such cute artwork. Like, come on, in this beautiful hollow. Like, I want this graded and encapsulated in my collection, and I'm happy to pay the, goodness, what is it going to cost? I think it's going to cost maybe $17 a card to grade these with subgrades. Which some people might be saying, you know, okay, if it's going to cost you $17 a card to grade these, you know, why are you submitting them now, and why are you submitting them to CGC? You know, PSA is $20 a card for value. So a couple of reasons for that. First, and I have 2 Japanese cards. I'll show them off in a second. First, PSA is not open, so I can't grade them through PSA. And second is just the time. It just takes so long to get stuff back through PSA, and you know, might be able to get these cards back you know, within the year for CGC, which would be very nice. I'd be happy with getting them back within the year. There's a nice one, Charizard EX, one of the 2 Japanese cards I'm submitting in here. Again, this is not sort of worth it to grade through PSA to me, but I would like to get just a little bit of a sense. As you can see, the top edge there is kind of rough, bottom edge as well. But again, this probably near mint condition card, 7 to 8, something like that. Pretty nice. Would be pretty happy with that if it did come back that way. Yeah, and again, just trying to get a feel for CGC's grading. You know, it's going to take me a while, just like with PSA. It did take me, you know, a year or two of submitting to really understand their grading scale and to know what gets what grade. You know, what is acceptable on a PSA 10, what's not acceptable, what brings you down to a 6 automatically, what does a 7 look like, that kind of thing. And last but not least, for the final card I am submitting to CGC in this order, a beautiful Altaria Ultra Rare. We gotta show off the texture there. Yeah, this I was not going to submit to PSA. It's, you know, got some issues along the top there, and I think maybe along this edge, or maybe it's, yeah, it's this edge as well. You can just kind of see it there, the wear on that edge. But again, it's such a beautiful card. I want it encapsulated, I want it graded, and I would like it back within the year. So that is why I'm submitting these cards to CGC. Pretty excited about this. Going to package these cards up and send them off to my good friend Charlie at Ludkin's Collectibles. And we're just gonna have to do a card fan right here. That is amazing. That's going to be quite the thumbnail. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and maybe we'll get these cards back before the end of the year. I don't know what CGC's turnaround times are like right now. I assume they're going up with PSA being closed. So I'm not really expecting too much, but hoping that they come back within the year. So thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stick around for more videos.